For the studios of Books in Motion in Spokane, Washington, this is Cameron Beierle reading The Apostle's Wife by Colonel Chuck Lehman. We begin with Chapter 1, Capernaum, Galilee, circa 27 A.D.
Have you lost your mind? How will we live? Without your business we have nothing.
Aliza's dark eyes flashed, her ire overwhelming her hard-learned deference to her husband. For 12 years she had struggled to contain an outspoken streak that had marked her personality since her early childhood. An arranged marriage to Simon, son of Jonah, 10 years her senior, was tumultuous from the start because of clashing personalities. Simon had expected a compliant mate, typical of dozens of other wives in the Galilean town of Capernaum on the north shore of Lake Gennesaret. Instead, Aliza challenged him at every turn. That was not all bad. Simon's parents had chosen Aliza from a small list of available teenage girls in the town, at least partially because of her renowned and uncharacteristic spunk. They had watched their only son flit from one budding interest to another, never concentrating on anything more than a few weeks. They reluctantly realized early on that he would be hard-pressed to ever support a family without a wife who would be more of a partner than was normally tolerated in the Hebrew culture of the first century. She would have to be a sort of parent partner to an erratic mate. Aliza lived up to their expectations. With her urging, Simon and his younger brother Andrew borrowed money from their father and bought a derelict boat from a retiring fisherman. With his help and tools, they restored the boat and began to ply the lake for its prized sardines, bini, and musht. Aliza called on every wife in the villages between Tiberias and Chorazin to develop markets for their catch. They repaid the loan in 3 years and lived quite well in spite of Andrew's wife's slightly uncontrolled spending habits. Doli relished the things their profits could buy, while Aliza immersed herself in business. Simon's announcement that he and Andrew were literally walking away from the business to follow a young rabbi who had recently shown up along the lake left Aliza more than angry. She felt betrayed.
With you and Andrew roaming the country, with this itinerant teacher, we will lose everything. How can you do such a ridiculous thing?
Simon hung his head, but answered with more than his usual resolve. He asked for our help. Yeshua seems to believe Andrew and I can help him launch what he calls the kingdom of God. Simon waited for some response from his wife. When she turned and went back to her dough, he said a bit timidly, "Will you let me explain?" Aliza faced him, her hands anchored defiantly on her ample hips.
"And just what is there to explain? You just told me you're leaving me."
"No, I said I would be gone a lot, learning from this amazing man, Rabbi from Nazareth, and working with him."
"That sounds to me like you are leaving me. How long will you be gone? And where will you be going?"
Simon took a deep breath to collect his thoughts before answering his eminently perceptive wife. "I don't know. Yeshua says God will work among us and with us like he did with our ancestors in ancient days. He will give us a new covenant." Aliza remained defiant.
"What is wrong with the covenant Yahweh made with our father Abraham? Has it not worked well for 2,000 years?
Simon reached for her hand. His courage faltered. "Will you just meet the man and let him explain?" "I can't do it," he added meekly. "He says he will make us fishers of men." Aliza struggled to suppress a derisive laugh.
"We cannot sell men. Fish women will buy." She stomped a defiant foot. "What will put bread on our table? I do not want to meet with this man."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?